Thought I would do a little lesson on layering guitars and creating harmonies in your riffs. So yeah, let's get started. So the riff that I just played contained 4 chords, which was a C minor, a G minor, an E flat minor, a D minor, and an F major. So you'll notice that I started with that riff there. Now that riff covers off all of those chords, and I'm going to draw out and explain why, and then I'm going to explain how I layered the other riffs on top of that. So beneath each chord I've written out the notes in each chord. So in a C minor we have a C, an E flat and a G. In a G minor we have a G, a B flat and a D. In an E flat minor we have an E flat, a G flat and a B flat. In a D minor we have a D, an F and an A. And in an F we have an F, A and C. Okay, so you can see there's 4 minor chords and 1 major chord. Now with that riff I stayed on that G for 2 bars, and the reason I could do that is because the 5th note in a C minor scale, or the 3rd note in the chord, and I'll just use the notes in the chord from now on, but the 3rd note in the chord is a G. In a G minor the 1st note of the chord is a G, so I can stay on that for the 2 B's. Then on the E flat chord I went down to the G flat. Okay, so that's there. And then for the D minor I went to the F, and in the F chord I stayed on the F. So that's how I came up with that initial riff. So the guitar part that goes over the top of that is literally just those chords, although the C I play as a proper C minor, the G I just play that as a G5 power chord, the E flat I play as an E flat minor, the D I play as a D flat minor, as a D minor, and the F again I just play that as an F5 power chord. So these are the chords that I use. There is your C minor. Then I go to a G, but just a G5. Then I go to the E flat minor. The D minor. And then the F, but I just play it as an F5. So if I put that in sequence, so that is the riff, or the chords, that goes underneath, and that is literally just following the chord sequence. Then I added another lick on top of that, or underneath it, whichever way you want to look at it, which was so here I just had a C power chord. So that covers off the C minor, it's just the 1 and the 5. Then I played a D here and a G here, which is a G5. Okay. Then I played an E flat and a G flat, which is just a 1 and a 3 within that chord. Then I came back 1 fret, played a D and an F, which is just the 1 and the 3 from that chord, and then I played, which is the C and the F, so that is the 5 and the 1. And again, that was like this. Okay, so now we have the individual note. We have the chords. We have the other harmony. And then finally we have the single notes, which I picked, which was just a C, which covered off the C minor. Then I went to a B flat. And as you can see, B flat is in the G minor and it's in the E flat minor. And then I went to an A, and as you can see, the A is in the D minor and in the F. So that was the final guitar part that I played over the top of all those others. So that's your 4 guitar parts, and all I'm using is notes from the chord, but because they're played differently, it spaces it out and makes it sound good. Well, okay, so that is a little quick lesson on layering guitar parts using harmony and literally just using chord tones to create riffs. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for all your support, really appreciate it, and I'll see you later.